He's the Texas head coach. He's Mack Brown. Mack joining us on the show. Are you having any fun, Mack?
Dan, yeah, I did Saturday night, and I did the 2 Saturday nights before. So I think it's pretty obvious that winning is wonderful and losing stinks in this business, and there's no in between.
Well, I have to be honest. I was surprised that you were doing the interview, given everything you're going through. I appreciate you coming on. You've been very generous with your time, but why do an interview when you know part of it has to do with the negativity and the losing and maybe your job in jeopardy?
Well, Dan, I think that I'm an older coach. I'm president of the American Football Coaches Association this year, and a lot of coaches are ducking and hiding, and I want to be honest, and I want to help coaches and media continue to have a dialogue because I think that's part of my purpose in coaching right now. And very honestly, there's a lot of football left, and we're fighting it. We played our best game in a while against Kansas State last weekend. We've got Iowa State next weekend, and I don't want our players ducking. I don't want our assistant coaches giving up and ducking. I want us to understand that let's go compete. Let's go fight. That's what all this is about. Let's coach our rear ends off and get this football team better and do what we're supposed to do. The negativity is out there because we've lost 2 games, and I didn't do a good enough job of getting our team prepared. So instead of ducking, I've decided we step up and go forward. I worry about the now. I've grown up a lot. I've matured a lot at 62. I worry about us beating Iowa State. I worry about things I can control, and the rest of it I really don't worry about at all.
How would you describe the state of Texas football right now?
I thought we would have a great team. I still think we can be a very good team. Our athletic director probably said it the best. We hit the perfect storm of injuries. We've had so many people hurt that, and we didn't play very well out at Brigham Young, which got us in trouble. We had to change a coach early in the season, so Greg Robinson's come in. He's mixed well with our defensive coaches. We played great defense on Saturday night, especially for 6 practices with Greg. Our offense we had 6 starters out or something last weekend. Our quarterback was out for Ole Miss. He was out for the second half of Kansas State. And we still scored 31 points and should have scored more. So it's here, Dan. The players are good enough. The coaches are doing a great job of fighting and regrouping. So I'm not giving up. We're 1-0 in the Big 12 and have a chance to continue to win like we did Saturday night and hopefully win the Big 12. That's our goal.
If you were the Texas athletic director, would you be looking to replace the head coach?
Well, I'm not. I was the Tulane athletic director a long time ago, and like I said,
but hypothetically,
I don't go hypotheticals. I'm in the now. I need to continue to win. I don't worry about those things. I sincerely don't, and I don't care about what's said outside. I've been here 16 years, so I know it's negative when you win sometimes at Texas. So it's going to be negative when you lose. All I'm worried about is getting better as a football team, and that's my job.
How tough is it to take when it's negative when you win?
I don't read it either way. Paul Dietzel, who we lost a couple of days ago, was a dear, dear friend and mentor and role model of mine at LSU when I coached there and became a great friend afterwards. In fact, he moved to the mountains of North Carolina, Dan, when I was the head coach at Appalachian. He rode the bus with me to all the ball games, and he did the color on our radio broadcast, which was a wonderful year of my life. And he said when he won the national championship at LSU, there was a stack of papers that were all really, really positive. When he got fired as the athletic director at LSU, there was just as many that were negative, and he said probably neither one of them are true. So when he said when you get through with your career, you're going to have a lot of positive things, probably some of them not true, a lot of negative, probably some of them not true, so don't worry about either one. Just do your job. And Tom Hicks, who's a dear friend of mine, probably 10 years ago said pick 5 or 6 people that you really respect that are very successful. Talk to them about your business. Ask them questions. Trust them. They'll be hard on you. They'll tell you the truth. And don't worry about people's opinion that you either don't respect or that you don't even know.
He's Mack Brown, Texas head coach, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. How did you feel that somebody reached out to Nick Saban in January about the Texas job?
The university has been great to me, and that was an individual, and there's always going to be some guys like that, but that had nothing to do with our regents or with the University of Texas, so that doesn't bother me.
Clear up the recruiting stories, and you're not the only coach who's missed out on great players, obviously. But there was.
I'm the only one anybody ever talks about.
Well, lately that's true.
With
Robert Griffin III, and let me start there. RG3, offer him a scholarship.
Yes, we did, and he was not interested because we had Colt McCoy and he wanted to start, so he committed to Art Browse at Houston. And then when Art went to Baylor, he took him with him. So we never had a chance to get RG3. He was a really good high school player.
But he wasn't going to be asked to play a different position?
No.
Okay. Johnny Manziel.
We never offered Johnny, and we sure didn't offer him as a safety. That's been blown out of proportion.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston was a young man who I didn't hear anything from till he met one of our guys in January at an all-star game. And he said that he would like to visit Texas. He was already committed to Florida State and really interested in Alabama. And Alabama's not a hotbed for us, Dan, when I get into it. So I had some great friends that were very close to the situation, and I called and said, do we have any chance to get Jameis Winston? Or did he like one of our guys and had one trip left and wanted to look? And they said, you got absolutely no chance. He's probably going to Florida State. If anybody can get in it, it's Alabama. And Alabama just won the national championship and beaten us. So, no, we had no chance. Obviously, I would have recruited him really hard if we'd had a chance.
How close did you come to retiring a couple of years ago?
After the 5-7 season in 2010, I actually went to the athletic director and President Bill Powers and DeLoss Dodge and said, we're 5-7. That's not very good at Texas. If you all want me to continue to coach, I will. But if you don't, I understand, and I'll go do something else. And Will Muschamp had just left, to go to Florida, and they didn't have someone they wanted at the time. So they actually said, no, we need you to stay right now. Where Will left, we don't have anybody right now we want. Can you stay and get this thing back on track? And that's what I've really worked to do.
It's got to be tough because you want to go out as a winner. And when you're not winning, that makes you, the competitor in you wants to stay to go out a winner. And then if you see the team winning, it's hard to leave a winning team because of what the possibilities are. It's just you're chasing your tail in the coaching world, aren't you?
You are, and that's a great analogy. And in fact, Coach Royal said a few years ago that sometimes, and this happened to me in 2010, I think, he said you win so much that you're relieved after a win and devastated after a loss. Because that's what you become. You become wins. And if you don't get those as a person, you really just kill yourself within. And I heard Woody Hayes say one time, Dan, a long time ago when I was a really young coach, that only 1% of coaches ever retire in coaching. And I was sitting on the front row, and it was like he was staring at me. So I know that not many coaches get to. The large majority of my adult life has been spent here at the University of Texas. They've been great to me. I've given them great 16 really good years of my life and energy and hard work, and what I'm going to do is continue to do that. I got great bosses. We have a great relationship. We're talking about Iowa State. We're not talking about anything else.
Who ends your coaching career? Who makes that decision?
Oh, I would think it would be me.
Okay. Have you been told that you can decide what you want to do, how long you want to coach there?
You know, we've never even discussed that. I've got a contract through 2020, and it has not been discussed, Dan. You all have – that's your job. You have to discuss it. My job, again, is to get this team better and beat Iowa State. I'm planning on trying to win out.
Well, it's good to visit with you. I do appreciate you coming on. I know, the firing squad has, got a lot of ammo there with you, but we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. They got less after this weekend. Beat Iowa State. They'll have a little less next weekend. I've been fired about 3 times in 16 years, Dan, at Texas. So I've been down before. I just want to fight and continue to go back. But I do think, message to young coaches, don't give up. Don't let the negativity get you. Don't give in to everything everybody says that's unimportant. Go win. Do your job. And that's the thing I'm trying to do.
And beat Oklahoma, too.
Well, and beat Iowa State and get better and then beat Oklahoma because that is important at this school, and that's something else we haven't done for the last few years.
Thank you, Mack.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, Mack Brown, Texas head coach.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.